Hi, beautiful people. I'm Kyle Walker.
And I'm Kayla.
And today we have a fun one for you. This is a common question people ask us to talk about, so I'm excited to dive into this one. Today's question, guys, is it okay for your husband to have a female best friend?
Or your wife having a male best friend. We're going to touch both points.
We're going to touch all up and down on this question. But, as always, I would love to start with you.
Of course. All right.
Is it okay for your husband to have a female best friend, and why?
Okay. So, my first answer, because for me it's this very sensitive subject, and that's because of my past has ruined this for me, okay? And you can blame all the exes for this. But my first answer is no.
Okay.
However, I have grown into a much more mature woman, not so petty, okay? Oh,
please.
So I feel like I can allow you to have a best friend. You're my husband.
Okay.
I ain't talking about being with nobody else.
Okay.
So if I'm gonna answer this question, I gotta answer for what my situation is.
Right.
And for you, I'd say yes. But I'm only okay with that as long as I have met her. Like, I need to meet her. I need to see you guys together. Let me see the chemistry. I want to feel like I know something of her. Because if she's your best friend and I'm your wife, we need to be, have some type of...
What, girl? Spit it out.
Acquaintance. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then, I need to see the vibe. Because there's a lot of men that will say they have a best friend. And that's really... that ain't your best friend, and there's certain things that make someone a best friend and not so much a best friend.
So, having said that, what would be the things that make a woman not a true best friend?
Y'all have had sex before. Y'all have talked about dating at one point. What else? Things like that's really it. Those are the two. Those are the main two.
So as long as you ain't had sex with your best friend and y'all ain't talked about dating.
No.
Those are the main two.
Oh.
Let me finish.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Thank you. Okay. No sex. Mm-hmm. No talking about dating. No flirting of any kind. Mm-hmm. Like, your dynamic should not be like that. I shouldn't be sitting here feeling like, what kind of history do y'all have? You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like that. It's just that kind of stuff. Like, don't make me feel like this was once something and you're just trying to kick it to me like that's your sister. I hate that.
Okay.
It's not your sister.
Okay, so just for the record, you are okay with your husband having a female best friend as long as the dynamic is appropriate and they've never slept together.
You can have your female best friend. I ain't gonna speak for everybody else. You can have your best friend. We're okay there.
Okay.
But...
because this is a funny question, guys, because my best friend's a woman. And usually women aren't okay with it.
I wasn't in the beginning. Like, because at first, I'm going to be honest with you, in the beginning, I was like, here we go again. Like, I'm like, I've heard this before. A best friend, right? Oh, okay. And I've heard that before, and come to find out, that girl was sending pictures of her titties to him. Like, what kind of best friend does that? Then another situation, the girl decided to go ahead and let him know that she actually has feelings for him while we're in a relationship. Why are you deciding to tell him that now? Best friends, I can't always trust them.
Sorry, kind of went off on a tangent there.
So in the beginning, when you first told me that, I'm like, you need to either get rid of your best friend or something's gotta give. But then I met her, found out who she was, and, kind of talked to her a little bit. Made me feel better. Now that it's been a whole year and some change later, I don't have the uncomfort. And let's just hope that your best friend don't come and correct any day.
All right,
don't do that.
So let me ask this question then, because this is honestly a really important question. Is there a difference? Let's say, hypothetically, a best friend, you never slept with them or anything like that, but there may be some tightrope areas that you may not have been comfortable with in the past. Would you say, if it's a situation like that, for those people watching, you would be okay with the best friend up until a certain point, but once you get a vibe that you don't like, once you're officially married, it just needs to be cut off?
not cut off, but slowed down. So like maybe less contact. Maybe do something to make her be less there. Because I'm not gonna tell you get rid of a lifetime friend. You know, someone that you really do love and you know have a relationship with.
Right.
I'm not gonna ask you to cut that off completely, but somebody's got to slow their roll.
Okay, good question. Because women, I love asking this specific question to women. Does the phenotype or the way the female best friend looks play any role in your acceptance of the best friend?
Not for me, honey, because I know I look good. Oh. So, I mean, you can have your pretty friend.
Say whatever you want. I know I look good.
I'm just saying, because I've noticed some women, if they're...
Yeah, the ones that are insecure with themselves, that makes a lot of sense. But that's never been like, why she look like, I don't know. None of the past things have ever been about what the girl looks like, but it's the respect. That's all it is.
It's usually the ugly ones. No, I'm playing.
That is true.
The ugly ones.
The one that said her titties was butt ugly.
The ugly ones, and you know what is being funny, but the ugly ones be down. Now,
do you choose your best friend based on how she looks? Could you have an ugly best friend?
Absolutely, I could have an ugly best friend. It'd probably be a great friendship.
But you and your best friend, like y'all have, it's more than just the physical. I mean, it's not physical at all. Let me take that back. It's not. Okay, stop. It's not about the physical. Y'all actually have like a good friendship.
Right.
But when you first chose your best friend or met your best friend, weren't you looking at them? You didn't know that was going to be your best friend.
So me and my best friend or great friend, we were really young when we met.
How young? Because what you think is really young is not that young. Middle school is not really young.
Like 12. 12 is young.
12?
12 is young. And at the time, going through puberty could be a rough phase. So the attraction was not optimal, if you will. I'm not saying either person is not attractive, just it wasn't like because if it would have been like the optimal attraction, we would have tried to date that person at the time. I think there is such thing as genuine connection, and you can have fun being around someone. I think especially when you're younger, just feeling comfortable and having fun around someone can yield a strong friendship over time.
Right, and then once you guys got older, you start, come into your form, looking like yourself. Your personality is what it's going to be. Right. Start throwing careers in there. You start throwing in your morals and your goals and all that stuff that comes with you. Right. You don't think that starts getting looked at? I
think any human being is aware of things like that. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that it becomes something that transforms a friendship. The difference between a true best friend, like in my situation, we've been friends now for 13 years.
The time don't matter to me.
That's a long time.
The time don't matter to me.
So my point is, had we wanted to do something, there was plenty of time to do it. I think the morals and careers and coming from the same, family type, if you will, values and stuff, that's something that's been known or each person been aware of for a very long time. Okay. So I don't think that changes now that you're older.
Okay. As long as you know that the amount of time that you're friends with someone does not determine the relationship.
Because I have had other
your best friend.
Right. I have had other female friends where it was not like that. There were other female friends where you hit a certain point and you're like, you know what? We probably shouldn't be friends anymore. We probably should elevate that. So there have been other times where that has happened, but this has never happened. And it's more so, for me, a situation of just having something consistent, something that you could trust, is comfortable, and that you enjoy just dipping into life every now and then to keep some normalcy. I don't see anything wrong with that.
All right. Well, so with that being said, would you be okay with me having a guy best friend? I don't really have one. I've grown up with a lot of guys. Right. Well, two. But that's not my best friend.
If, let's say, so like right now you can't meet a dude and then be like, oh yeah, this is my best friend. Like that, it's a little too late in the game to be just acquiring.
Comfortable with him, that's fine.
I think that you're going to have friends to the day you die, male and female. I think each party communicating where they stand, knowing what's what, and setting the tone for what's acceptable is huge. And if that's crossed, then you need to distance that. If you can't distance that, then I'll come in and handle it. But I feel like as a woman, in terms of you genuinely maintaining a friendship, it's going to be all about your awareness of the friendship, where it's headed, and whether you just keep it or not. And if you can do that successfully, then it should be fine.
Well, as you already know, you know me.
Yeah.
I don't really believe in having the opposite sex be so close to me, because I don't ever want to give the person that I'm with an idea that it could be something more that it's really not. So I tend to not really have too many guy friends, because chances are that guy don't even really want to be my friend. So I'm not going to let him in my space like that.
So let's take it down a step further. Can you have true friends of the opposite sex?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, for the one that I grew up with since diapers, that is my true friend. It ain't never been none more, none less. Like, that is, like, basically my brother since diapers. We are now in our 20s. It's been over 2 decades. And, yeah, no. That's a true friendship. That's it.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, guys, let us know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. But let us know in the comments, guys, how you feel about your spouse having a best friend or a friend, period, of the opposite sex into marriage. And if you think men and women can even be truly just friends in the adult world.
Right.
Let us know what you think. Always comment below. Give us some more to talk about, guys. And have a wonderful day.
Goodbye, beautiful people.
Bye, guys.